scores real quick. All right, Hunter, this is a good one. Blake Bortles signs with Denver.
Yes, I saw that.
He has more career playoff wins than Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, Matt Stafford, and Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Combined.
I think he has, 2?
He's 2-1.
Yeah, he's got 2. Because that was when Saxonville came alive and they got beat by the damn Patriots in the playoffs.
So, again, let me repeat that. Blake Bortles has 2 playoff wins. All those other people combined have less than that. And if you want to throw Dak Prescott in that too, Hunter,
then you
can say Bortles has as many wins as all these jokers. Bortles thrown 35 touchdowns in a season. How many players have thrown for 35 touchdowns in a season?
I was going to say this. And
Deshaun Watson's top is 26.
I was going to get a lot of flack to it, but I don't think Blake Bortles is as bad as people think he is. I'm not going to sit here and say he's great. I don't think he's better than Lamar. I don't think he's better than Matt Stafford. I don't think he's better than, a couple other people that you listed. He's got more playoff wins than. It's all about your surroundings and where you are and who's on your team and all that good stuff, everything that the franchise that you're with. He was with Jacksonville, damn it. And Jacksonville has been the second worst winning team in football for almost, 15 years at this point?
They're favored Thursday night.
I know. They are favored Thursday night.
The Jaguars
They're favored.
Are favored.
You know why?
On Thursday night football.
You know why? It's Minshew Mania. That and 2 weeks in a row after they shipped everybody out of town, they scored 30 points. So they can score. And Miami doesn't have that great of a defense. But Blake Bortles going to the Broncos. I'm going to say this. I'm taking that. That's the damn dark horse I have to just take off now. I think the Broncos are done. I don't think they make the playoffs now. If Drew Lock was playing, maybe. I think they said he's out 3 to 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yep. All right, we got a couple other injuries to talk about too, Hunter. First, did you see this Tyrod Taylor news?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
How is that not, first of all, a firing of a medical staff, and 2, workers' comp? Like, I don't know if there is workers' comp in the NFL because, it's a contact sport. Guys get hurt at practice all the time. But when you're putting trust in a medical staff and he essentially ruins your season, how do you not go to the owner and say, I have every right to sue right now?
All right, folks. He
for cracked
Tyrod
ribs.
Taylor was getting an injection in his ribs, pain injection for the game, and it says it's a blind operation. I did read it, so this does happen. But the doctor missed it. Basically, went through the rib cage in his muscle and through that and punctured a lung. So the doctor punctured the quarterback's lung, and that's why we got Herbert on Sunday.
Now we have Herbert going forward.
Everybody's saying Herbert played great. What was the score?
The score was 20 to 23 or something. Yeah.
So he got 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
If Patrick Mahomes has a regular day and they get 45,
well, they get blown out.
Are we talking about how great of a day Herbert had?
Well,
that's my point on these quarterbacks.
Yeah, but Herbert didn't play bad. It's the eye test. You just look at the numbers. It's the eye test. He didn't play
20
bad.
points. So you're telling me Herbert played better than Breeze?
Who's got better players?
Who played better? Herbert
Who's got
Breeze?
better players?
Probably Chargers.
No, I'm talking about what we're talking. You just asked me what would it be if the Kansas City scored 40 and the Chargers scored 20. Yeah, well, who had the better team? Who's got the better players?
But we wouldn't be talking about Herbert playing a good game because they're saying he almost beat, and that's the thing. He almost beat Patrick Mahomes. We always put on these quarterbacks. We're like, well, the defense didn't do anything. Well, the offense did. He scored 20 points.
Right.
That's not a lot.
The average is only 23.
Right. Below that, he was below.
All you got to do is get his field goal kicker to hit a field goal.
So
he's there.
He did what he was supposed to do.
Right.
So let's not put Herbert on a pedestal and go ahead and throw Drew Brees, maybe the greatest passer we've ever had, into the dumpster
I'm throwing
fire.
Drew Brees under the bus, and I don't. It doesn't bother me. It's because I've seen it before.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Brees had more yards than 20 NFL quarterbacks this week. That means he was 12th in total yards this week. Passing.
It's all right.
He's trash, folks. All right, real quick final note on Blake Bortles before we talk about the Panthers. Jeff Driscoll and Blake Bortles were rivals in high school.
I think Driscoll ended up at Florida and Blake Bortles ended up at Central Florida.
Bortles went. That's the name of the high schools. Driscoll was a year younger and was considered the better prospect. He was the number one pro-style quarterback that went to Florida. Bortles went to Central Florida. So there were actually high school rivalries there in Florida, and now Bortles is coming to take his job off the street without even practicing.
Yeah, that's what it is. Blake Bortles was on the Rams roster last year.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
Him and Jared Goff are like buddy. So they just hung out together. And I don't know, maybe Sean McVay worked a little bit with him and that offensive scheme. I don't know. I mean, you made a very good point. He threw, 35, 36 touchdowns in a game or in a season one time?
35 in a season.
So, I mean, that's a lot.
doing his MVP.
That's a lot. Last year, Lamar threw about 34,
Put
35.
This way, Cam's most touchdowns is 35. Bortles' most is 35. Blake Bortles has a higher career rushing average than Cam.
He does. I think, yeah, he does.
And he has 2 playoffs. He's 2-1 in the playoffs. Cam is 3-4. Dun, dun,
like
dun.
I said, it all is just about the environment you're in, and Blake Bortles just, for all we know, it could have just been Jacksonville. Maybe it wasn't just him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was Jacksonville as a whole that we see is even trying to tank, but their own quarterback is essentially bucking the system, saying, "Well, screw that. I'm gonna go out here and try and win."
Yeah.
So.
Well, good for him. Good for Minchall. So if he ends up with somebody else is going to.
I will say
fairly
this though.
decent quarterback.
Only other thing, Tyrod. Man, but Chargers, this ain't a damn good look. You guys can't get away from injuries to begin with. Now you're hurting your own players.
Yeah,
I just don't understand. And then our own, we got an injury in our own backyard.
Yeah, let's talk about. Now this one ruined a lot of fantasy teams. A lot of Madden games.
It's mine.
All
My
kinds
fantasy.
of things. Christian McCaffrey goes down with a high ankle sprain, I guess is what they're calling it.
That's what they're calling it. But if it's going to be 3 to 5 weeks, I know they usually tell you that's probably a good time to sit out. It's 6 weeks maybe at max.
Doctors recommending 4 to 6. He's on the injured reserve for 3 is the official word from Carolina today. I know it's a freak thing, though, whenever you sprain your ankle. Sometimes it's not always, from workload. But what have I said, and a lot of us have said since he came in the league? What's going to happen when he gets hurt? The Panthers have been so McCaffrey-centric in this offense for the past 2-3 years now. The workload eventually was going to catch up to him. And I hate it happened. I don't wish injury upon anybody, especially someone as talented as Christian McCaffrey is. But does it surprise me? I think what surprises me is it took this long for him to actually have a serious injury where it's going to keep him out at least 3 to 4 weeks, missing 3 to 4 games. Has he missed any games yet?
I don't think he's missed any games. I think he's done a good job being able to stay durable, and then this happened. Like I said, I know maybe I don't remember the play it happened. I don't know if somebody rolled up on him or what happened, but that's what happens when he's so centric in your offense and you barely run your backup running back.
So
you just run the risk.
K'Wan Short is not in uniform after missing Sunday's game, but he's at practice in a red jersey and sweatpants. Gross Matos.
Yato Gross Matos.
What a name. Gross Matos.
I just put the Latino accent on that. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he's Samoan. He's from Penn State.
Yeah, you messed that up if you did. He's in a green jersey, and he's limited and set to return this week. And Dennis Daly, the left guard, is in a red jersey, which is a step towards returning.
Well, I will tell you what. Listen, that's all fine and dandy, Carolina. But now I get to see what your offensive plan is now that Baby Boy is out. Now that the gym to your infinity gauntlet has officially just been broken. I want to see what you do now.
They paid him yet?
Yeah, he got his contract like last year.
Right.
He was. I don't know if he still is the highest paid because I think they paid somebody else this past offseason. Maybe Derrick Henry? I don't know. Regardless. But he did get his money. So good for him. He got his money before an injury. And it's not, I know a high ankle sprain is not career ending, but I'm just saying, I'm surprised it really took him this long to get this kind of injury.
Well, when you get that many touches,
with the
that was
workload,
really
with the workload that he gets, we could sit here and probably say he's every bit 80%, 85% of this offense.
It's ridiculous. I think he's a good player. I don't think you should revolve your whole offense. You can't revolve the passing game around your running back.
No.
And no matter how good he is, you want to use him in spots. So, like, say, you want to use him in the Marshall Faulk type sense, to where you're not just feeding him the ball where the defense can key on him. You like to sneak your running back out there when they're looking at someone else, like another wide receiver or a tight end, and then he can get.
They're
one-on-one
usually just a
matchup.
safety net,
right? And then the Panthers have been using it differently, and I've not been a
they
fan
line
of
him
that,
up at the slot, and a lot of teams are lining up there if they're pass catching wide receivers in the slot if they can.
Their depth chart right now only lists Mike Davis and Trenton Cannon,
and I don't know either one.
And so here's what happens. So Hunter, what Dallas did when they signed Zeke, a lot of teams when they got say look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How many running backs they got?
They got 3 by committee
That are decent,
right? Yeah. Well, Shady McCoy's kind of
he's questionable right now.
Yeah.
But the Panthers and Cowboys, once they paid these running backs,
who's their backups?
they can't. So people don't get when they say they're gonna who their backup is. So if you give $16 million to your starter, the backups aren't going to get anything.
Nothing. They're probably just drafted or they're practice guys.
They're going to be nobodies, right? So Cowboys been in that situation. If Zeke goes down, Panthers are in that situation.
I think they have still
McCaffrey
Tony
goes
Pollard with Dallas.
But what I meant by it, he's the only person on the roster.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
only actually
there's
keeping two running backs.
A high contact position,
stupid.
and they only have 2. Meanwhile, a lot of other teams that are running back by committee, they have 2 to 3, maybe even 4.
Yeah, a lot of times you get a fourth running back in there instead of a defender.
I will say
who
this:
can return kicks, but that fourth guy's got to play special
Carolina
teams.
missed out on an opportunity here. You could have probably signed him for a league minimum. Devontae Freeman was just sitting out there, was the running back for the Falcons for all those years till they cut him and brought in Gurley, but he just signed to replace Saquon, who's out for the year up in New York. So,
well, if you look at it, people you want to know about the cap and if they should have signed him. Let's say if they didn't sign him, there's probably a 95% chance he would have held out in camp, and he wouldn't have been hurt, and then they still would have paid him. The question is for Panthers fans, for the team, and the reason I don't like, feeding him the ball in that situation is that why give your best player all these touches on a team that's not going to win, and you're getting beat up and beat up and beat up when, maybe this year, Hunter, you can work other people. You can spread the ball around. You can do other things as opposed to getting him beat up while you're getting beat.
I was just about to say, not the injury, but this might be a blessing in disguise for the Panthers because then they can see what else they have and what else they can work with in case this ever happens again. Or maybe their offense looks better if it's not so Christian McCaffrey centric. Look, I know he is a stud, but even the Saints, Alvin Kamara is a stud, and they don't throw the ball to him nearly as much as they do with McCaffrey, especially when Michael Thomas is playing.
I think
so. Now this is the Panthers' opportunity to see if DJ Moore is that guy, if signing Robbie Anderson was the play. Maybe seeing, because you lost Greg Olsen, is the tight end that you have, is he the guy, or do we need to start looking out for somewhere else? Because other than that, they weren't even looking at these receivers. It was always, well, they're not there, but guess who is? Christian McCaffrey is right there. Just if they're not there, boom, he's right there.
So let's say it takes them 3 years for Matt Rule to get a good team put together and everything. That's
probably,
think about it. That's 3 years
on McCaffrey.
Of McCaffrey, how many touches a year? I
Too
mean,
many.
So, and that's what I'm
getting
at.
What was he at last week before he got hurt?
Well, what happens when he's 28 years old and we're in the 4th year of the Matt Rule era, and I don't know, he's starting to wear down. I think they need to find so Marshall Faulk is probably the best pass catching receiver that I think, running back, and he actually had 2 Hall of Fame wide receivers on his team. So they didn't have to feed him the ball, and that's what made Marshall so dangerous. And I don't like the McCaffrey feeding.
McCaffrey week 1 had 26 touches.
Okay,
23 carries, three passing.
That's 400 touches a year. So 1,200 being tackled 1,200 times in the next 3 years, Hunter.
I mean, and that's not even me looking at what he had against the Buccaneers before he got injured.
Yeah.
I don't know how many he had this week. And I've just been saying this for years, or at least after his rookie season, because that's when you definitely saw how they wanted to use him. I said, there's no way he can continue to be able to take this kind of workload. And it has nothing to do with his skill set. It's just, I don't think anybody can really afford to continue to take that kind of load. Like, think about it. As much as I praise how good of a running back Derrick Henry is because he's a bulldozer, do you really think his body's going to last if he just continues to get 35 rushes a game?
3 or 4 years out of that.
That's it. That's it. And even I recognize that. And that's the same thing with Christian McCaffrey. You can run him maybe 20 times a game, but does it really help if he gets 9 to 10 targets a game? Then you're at legitimately 30 touches of him just getting smacked and smacked and smacked. I mean, it's eventually going to wear down on him. And when you've got that kind of, they don't really have bell cow running backs anymore because they found out they really don't last long.
I think McCaffrey needs a agent, someone to talk to him from a business side about it and be like,
because he did come out and say, I was a year or two ago, he's like, he doesn't mind the workload. And I'm like, hey, cool, you're a gamer.
Right,
I get it. I get it.
That's what I mean. He needs someone in his camp, though, to say, too many millions to be like that anymore. You worked your butt off in high school. You worked your butt off in college.
They don't Adrian. They're not just running Adrian Petersons out there anymore. Right. That'll take the 26, 27 touches every game for like 8 years.
And he worked out and he got his giant contract.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time to take care of yourself. You can't. You just can't go.
What was it? Marshawn said, take care of your mentals, take care of your body, and take care of your chicken. So
yeah,
whatever the chicken part meant. Hey, everybody knows.
Always take care of your chicken.
Always take care of your chichickens.
Completion percentage leaders right now, Hunter. Russell Wilson's 83%.
And he's got 9 touchdowns in 2 games?
It's so stupid. 9 touchdowns and 1 pick.
And that pick wasn't even his fault. Did you see the pick he threw? Mm-mm. It went through Greg Olson's hands.
Did it?
It went boom and then right into the...
Was it time for him to retire?
Greg?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Obviously.
Maybe.
Send him out of here.
I mean, you could really think about it. Is he the best tight end that Seattle has? Because I think his last name's Disley. He was a beast last year for them, but I think he tore his ACL or he had a substantial injury, took him out for the rest of the season. He's back this year.
So I got one other... we're staying with the Panthers. I got another. This is the funniest story I've read in a while, Hunter. And I've been meaning a minute to bring it up for a week.
Tell me, what's the story?
Please tell me you saw the Robbie Anderson story
about him looking up there and be like, "What's that cat or what's that bear doing?"
Yes.
He said, "Sir Purr."
Yes.
Is that what you call him?
Hold on, I gotta compose myself. I'm gonna read it to you guys. I've got the story right here.
He looked up there and said, "What's that bear doing?" He said, "That's Sir Purr." He said, "Sir who?" Sir Purr. That's what you call him?
Jeez. That's funny. All right, so here, let me go down and read it. So Robbie Anderson, looking up at Sir Purr, I'm going to pull up a picture of Sir Purr for our fans at home that I actually took, Hunter, so nobody's going to...
no copyrights. Nobody claims.
No copyright this one, I guess. We'll see.
You took it. You have ownership.
Yeah. I'm going to copyright myself. What if YouTube took it off for copywriting myself?
Oh, God.
All right. So you guys see Sir Purr there, right? Holding up the Listen to the Panthers football, which I wrote on that. You like that? Photoshopping on that?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's not what that sign said.
Okay.
He wanted louder.
Louder.
Or noise or something like that. But anyway. So Sir Purr there. And they ain't got no fans, so they ain't got nothing else to do but watch the mascot, I guess.
They put him on the big screen.
Is that where he saw him at?
He saw him on the Jumbotron, yeah.
Robbie Anderson, new free agent. He plays for the Panthers.
That's who he plays for.
I can't. Oh God, let me think. Hunter, he plays for the Panthers. Spit all over my mic. He looked up at Sir Purr, which is the Panthers mascot, and Sir Purr. I don't even. DJ Robbie Anderson said, what is that bear doing? I wonder if they've got this on here. I wonder if they've got the actual audio. If they do they?
Yeah, they have the audio.
We'll pull up the audio.
They have the audio. I'm telling you, that is some of the funniest shit.
Says,
I swear.
What's that bear doing? DJ Moore said bear, and Robbie said Robbie said panther, and DJ said that's Sir Purr, bro. And he says y'all call him that, and he just laughed.
I mean, Robbie did not. Robbie, you've been there every bit like 2 or 3 months, maybe this off season, and you just didn't know. Yeah, that says it. Yeah, he said, what's that bear doing? When he said, what's that bear doing? I was like, oh my God.
All right, I'm going to play it into the microphone. I think we can hear this on it.
What's that bear doing? The bear. Panther. That's Sir Purr, bro. Who? Sir Purr. How you say that? Sir Purr. Sir Purr. Oh, Sir Purr? Wow. You call him that? So you be like, what's up, Sir Purr?
He'd be like, what's up, Sir Purr?
Hunter. All right, I'm gonna throw you under the bus for 2 seconds.
Why?
Don't get defensive. Your generation
Shut up.
sucks.
Shut up. Shut up.
Y'all don't pay attention to nothing except what's on your phone. You've got blinders on and what's in front of you.
Even
and if anything else in the world happens, it's
I sat there and said, there's no way he literally just said, what's that bear doing? And it's the mascot.
what's that bear doing?
What?
In Carolina at the Panthers? His new team.
I know. You think he would know.
Like most I'm gonna blame the Panthers for this one, Hunter. I'm gonna blame the Panthers. Sir Purr should have been at his signing, and this should have been cleared up.
Yes.
That is awesome. I'm gonna play that one more time for you folks can hear. The first part, he says, "What's that bear doing?" I know that's not kind of clear, but the rest of it is. It's them sitting on the bench talking.
That bear. The bear. Panther. That's Sir Purr, bro. Who? Sir Purr. How you say that? Sir Purr. Sir Purr. Oh, Sir Purr. Wow. You call him that? Yeah, that's his name. So you be like, what's up, Sir Purr?
He said, you call him that? He said, that's his name. He said, oh. See,
Not only is that hilarious, first of all, but as a Panthers fan, if I was, I would have a couple of questions. Is this guy smart? Does he know the playbook? And if he does and all that, why are they sitting on the bench during the middle of a game discussing whether Sir Purr's a bear and what to call him or not? Like, they have nothing else to talk about? Like, coverages, this guy's doing this. Hey, Teddy, get me open.
I don't know.
Somebody throw it to me besides McCaffrey.
I don't know. I didn't look into it much deeper than that because I just saw him say, what's that bear doing? And I seriously was like,
so awesome.
Are you kidding me right now? You look at your own mascot and you're the Panthers and you said, what's this bear doing? He does not look like a bear.
He kind of does, Hunter.
Well, depends on what kind of bear you're talking about. I mean, I don't think he does.
A black bear?
I don't think he does.
Do the Bears have a mascot? Chicago? I don't know if I've ever seen
Really?
that.
I don't know. I don't think he looks like a bear. I think it's very distinguishable to be a Panther.
They killing him on here, Hunter.
Oh, God. Sir Purr.
Hey, and Robbie has played outstanding.
Robbie
so
has
far.
played good.
He has played good so far.
First game, he had 114 yards.
He's getting open. He is.
One of the things that really was good about Robbie Anderson.
Here's Sir Purr right now all by himself up there in the stands.
One of the good things that Robbie Anderson did when he was with the Jets, he could get separation and was a deep threat because he had wheels. He was fast.
Hunter, what's that bear doing?
I can tell you what that Panther's doing.
What's that bear doing?
I can tell you what that Panther's doing. He's sitting there swinging that flag all around.
Look at that bear.
Look at that bear. Go to your kids and just be like, hey, what's that bear doing? See if your kids... I bet you if you showed your kids that, they would be like, that's a panther. Do they know that's the Panthers mascot?
Look, there's Goldilocks and the Six Bears.
That doesn't look like Cam.
That's I don't know where all these purrs come from. They got baby purrs and all this stuff. Here's Fred Flintstone Purr.
Oh my gosh.
Yabba Dabba Doo Purr is what they called him on that one.
Oh my gosh.
But is that a bear, Hunter?
No, it's not a bear.
What's that bear doing?
What's that bear doing?
But really, Robbie, you playing good. The least you could do is find out your mascot's name.
Hey,
but anyway,
stick to sports.
stick to sports, whatever. The hair.
I don't like it.
So
That's weird, dude.
I like cool hair. I like creative hair.
Yeah.
But what him and Cam are doing
I don't know.
is the sideshow Bob from The Simpsons. Do you know who that is?
Yes, I know.
All right,
Bob.
I didn't know if you're old enough for that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know they're still showing now. But,
Yes, but I just don't understand.
I mean, is that not him and Cam's hair?
That's more Robbie's than it is Cam's. At least Cam's looks more like dreads, but
Yeah.
this, I just don't know, dude.
Look at that. But I like cool hair. It's just that one's. I don't know if I'm a fan of that style.
I don't know.
I think
To me,
that
it kind of just looks like he goes into his barber and says, "I really don't care. Just
You
do
think
what
he goes
you
to
want."
the barber?
Maybe. How else does he get him to look like Spikes?
I don't know.
He just cuts them at home.
I don't know.
I have to just hold up. Wait a minute. I'll be out on the practice field in a second.
Nah.
I got to sharpen this point up.
That's a good question, Hunter.
I don't know.
You talk about Dink and Dunk League. I don't know how long ago it was, but there are 26 passers in the first 2 weeks that are over 60% right now.
Jared Goff's one of them, isn't he? He's pretty close.
There's 26 of them, Hunter. There's only 5 that aren't.
Here's
Here's who is it.
Then switch it.
Baker, Mitchell, Kirk Cousins, Carson Wentz, Matt Stafford, your quarterback, Tyrod, and Driscoll.
Your quarterback. I understand.
So, speaking of that, all right, while we're on this, before we get to NBA, I do want to go through the divisions and do something real fun for a sec.
All right.
Because we got a text the other day and made me think about something. From the great Kerry Earnhardt. He said that Dak Prescott is the best quarterback in the NFC East.
I thought you were going to say NFL. I about to be like, can he not be stupid?
He said NFC East.
Okay.
So, let's say maybe it's true.
Well, if that's the case, I want to sit here and say something else. Is it really that hard?
Well, I'm glad you said that. Because I didn't respond, but I was going to.
Is it really that difficult?
My response was, a Texas A&M quarterback should be better than a Duke, North Dakota State, and, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Ohio State quarterback.
Dak didn't play at Texas A&M. Dak played at Mississippi State.
Either way, SEC quarterbacks.
Burgundy. Yes.
Yeah. Maroon burgundy crap colors. Poop colors.
Whatever.
My point is, shouldn't the SEC quarterback be better than a Dookie, a North Dakota State, and we all know Ohio State quarterbacks aren't good.
Okay, whatever. Anyways, should he? I mean, the SEC is the best conference in college football, so maybe.
Look at it that way.
Just maybe.
So let's go through I'm going to go through the quarterbacks. So where all they went to college and kind of have a little fun with this. So see if you can help me out.
Mm-hmm. I'll do what I can.
Russell Wilson, Wisconsin.
It's NC State, Wisconsin. So whichever you prefer.
NC State got rid of him, so
Wisconsin.
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff played at Cal. He did play at Cal, Pac-12. Garoppolo played at like Middle Tennessee State or something. He played at a small school. I can't quite remember. It's a small though.
Kyler Murray
played. He was a transfer originally. Texas A&M, went to Oklahoma.
Rogers Cal. Kirk Cousins
played at Michigan State.
Trubisky.
North Carolina.
Stafford.
Matt Stafford played at Georgia.
Breeze, Purdue. Brady, Michigan. Matt Ryan, Boston College.
BC.
Teddy Bridgewater, Louisville.
Yeah. What's so crazy to think about, Louisville went from Teddy Bridgewater to Lamar Jackson. Back to back.
That's not bad. Where did Derek Carr go?
Derek Carr played at Fresno State.
Drew Lock
played at Missouri.
Mahomes at Texas Tech.
My homeboy.
Minshew
played at Washington State under Coach Leach, who is now the head coach at Mississippi State.
Tannehill was at A&M, right?
Yes. What's so crazy, a lot of people really don't know, is Tannehill was a wide receiver turned quarterback at Texas A&M. Athlete.
You don't often get turned into a quarterback.
But
How
he
bad of a
did.
wide receiver was he to get turned into a quarterback?
But look at what he is now as a quarterback. He's playing pretty damn good.
Bingo. Let's see. That's
Joe Burrow played at LSU,
LSU. Baker.
Oklahoma,
Lamar at Louisville. Big Ben. Miami of
Ohio. Oh, aren't they the Red Hawks? Isn't that what they are?
Yeah, Dolphins, Alabama. Sam Darnold.
Technically, the Dolphins have Fitzpatrick, who is Harvard.
Yeah. Jets. Where's Sam Darnold?
Southern Cal, USC.
USC. Josh Allen.
Wyoming.
And the Patriots.
Cam
went
is
to
Auburn. Technically, some JUCO in Florida.
Well, yeah, he's from a JUCO in Florida. All right, so looking at this list, Hunter.
Technically, Florida. Couldn't beat out Tim Tebow.
I'm gonna say these by division by schools.
Uh-huh.
And let's see who's the best based on that. So Eagles got North Dakota State, Mississippi State, Ohio State, and Duke.
Ew.
That's pretty bad. Now, the rest of these leagues almost all have Power 5 schools except for a couple.
Mm.
So the NFC South, all Power 5. NFC North, all Power 5. Take Mississippi. Nope, not there. NFC South, all Power 5. AFC South, not NFC. AFC South, all Power 5. Now, the ones that don't have Power 5 schools, you ready?
Yes.
The Raiders in the AFC West.
Yes, Fresno.
So there's one in that division. The Eagles,
Division 2.
49ers.
Wait, no, that's not Division 2, is it?
Who?
North Dakota State. Technically,
One
that's
double A.
about to say that's Division
Not
1
two.
FCS.
One double A, yeah.
Whatever.
So there's 3 there. Oklahoma, Louisville. We got 2 Louisville quarterbacks. Miami of Ohio, Big Ben.
Jimmy Garoppolo, go ahead and throw him on
I
there.
did.
'cause
He was the third
he's
one.
on.
I
Okay.
said San Francisco. So you've only got 4 quarterbacks that did not go to a Power 5 conference in the NFL.
You might have, what'd you say, 4?
Mm-hmm.
You might have 5 because they said the North Dakota State quarterback this year might get drafted high too.
How does a quarterback like Wentz and these guys get to North Dakota and Romo to Eastern Illinois and
Josh
Steve
Allen didn't even get an offer outside of Wyoming.
Steve McNair.
He's from California.
Now think about that. Y'all give me heck about the Chaz thing.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen, an NFL quarterback, did not get an offer outside of the state of Wyoming.
Wyoming was like the only one that offered him.
Ryan Tannehill didn't even play quarterback until college. Like, these coaches, it doesn't seem like, Hunter, actually know what they're talking about. Am I going out on a limb? Am I going out on a limb on
No,
this?
they might not.
Or are they just recruiting the best athletes they can and whatever they can and put them out there?
They might not, because I want you to think about that. Josh Allen his only offer really, like from a Division I school, was Wyoming. And guess where he's from? From California. None of those
There's only like
schools
70 schools out there.
in California that are even Division I were like, hey, yo,
It's crazy.
maybe you want to come and play with us? I don't know. You're 6'5", 240. I mean, you can run like a deer. I don't know.
All right, Hunter.
He was a famous Idaho Potato Bowl MVP. I literally
Read that again. Read that again.
That is the name of the bowl game.
Yeah.
The famous Idaho Potato Bowl MVP. How would you think about that? Like, he's putting on a show this year in his first 2 games.
I'm still pulling for the.
And he was only ever second team Mountain West once.
I'm pulling for the. Crap. I just lost my train of thought reading this headline over here.
You're
like,
pulling
why
for
is
a
that on
certain bowl?
ESPN?
Are you wanting a certain bowl game to happen?
Yes, the toilet bowl.
Yes.
We're pulling for the Bills to get renamed by the bidet company. A bidet company is trying to purchase the rights of Bill Stadium, and then they want to start a bowl game and call it the toilet bowl. I can't make that up.
Barstool said that they would fill the vacancy this year for a couple million if they wanted.
Awesome.
Could you imagine that?
It's
Roger
awesome.
Goodell hates everything about Barstool. Like he has banned multiple people from them from like coming to like press conferences and like NFL events. And imagine if a stadium in his league was named Barstool Stadium. Oh, he would shit a brick.
I was just reading some of these. Like it's just so funny. Like the reactions we have from one loss or one win from a team. Looking here. You ready to talk?
I'm
NBA?
all in on it. I'm all in on it.
You
Let's go NBA. I watched that game. I watched.
Hold on. First, Michael Jordan.